You know our first guest tonight? From 8 seasons of The Office, 6 of The Mindy Project, 2 best-selling books, and many other projects of note. She's a very funny person and co-creator of The Sex Lives of College Girls. Season 2 premieres November 17th on HBO Max. Please welcome Mindy Kaling. I love this. It's fabulous. You look great.
Thank you. I thought I'd bring it for you, Jimmy.
Thank you. You look like you could be at the Oscars in this outfit. I mean, it's really something.
Thank you. A little
How
Vegas.
was your Halloween? How did that go? I know you got the kids and...
It was comprehensive.
Comprehensive, okay.
You know what I mean?
No, not yet, but
Okay.
I will.
I have 2 kids.
Uh-huh.
My daughter, Kit, is 4.
Okay.
My son is 2. And I don't know how to say this. I mean this with love, but they're wild animals. They're wild animals, especially on Halloween.
Yeah, especially on Halloween. And I was wondering, you know, I always wonder if that sugar thing is a myth, if it's really taking the candy away from them that makes them crazy, but it does seem to make them pretty crazy.
Yeah, the sugar thing, and they're so motivated by it. And
Yeah.
they're motivated by it, and when they have it, it cannot be taken away from them.
Oh, no.
It brings out an ugly side in children.
Yes, and we've made the most of that here on this show, actually.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's like the first thing they earn in their lives, really, if you
Yeah.
think about it. Like, they walk around and they have to hold out the bag and they get it. And then, yeah, when you take it away from them, they go nuts.
Well, and I'm that Indian mom, too, where when we go places, I'm like, you better say thank you.
Me too. I'm an Indian mom also.
You're just like...
Yes. My daughter had her vampire teeth in last night, and she really couldn't talk, so
Yeah.
she was going, thank you, to everybody. Thank you and happy Halloween. You have to say to every person who gives you candy.
Yeah, and then my daughter sometimes tries to skip the trick-or-treat part, which is like, that's how you earn it. I get like, you know, I don't know,
It is funny when they do that, because it's just like, basically like, put it in the bag. You know why we're here. Who are we kidding?
Yes, exactly, exactly.
You brought a photo here. This is you and your daughter doing a little trick-or-treating. What?
Thank you.
You need a better photographer, I think, though. Who's this kid here? What's this kid up to?
It feels like this is the beginning of a horror movie.
Yeah, it does.
Right? Where he's like, I should never have been photographed.
Did your kids get scared at all by any of the stuff out there?
My daughter is fearless. My son is littler, so he gets more scared. But my daughter, not scared of anything.
Nothing. Really?
No, it's like a little disturbing, actually, because she loves scary stuff.
Okay.
But not cute stuff like Goosebumps. She loves like Chainsaw Massacre, evil doctors, old women who like move too fast. Do you know that kind of style of
Yeah,
horror?
I'm just wondering, though, who your children are hanging around with that are showing them Chainsaw Massacre.
No. She doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't like cutesy things. She likes when a family's destroyed. So for Halloween, we take her to. We went to this one party, and they had one of these really scary pop-up little haunted houses. But it was the scary kind where like a guy's chained to a radiator. It was all that kind of. It was that kind of stuff. And she went in. Before she went in, I was like, hey, they can't like jump out at her or whatever. So these sweet people. It was like evil doctors doing experiments, and the guy from from Saw and all that. The nice teenage person who was like running it was like, hey guys, like just don't jump out at her. So when she walked in, these poor actors had to just like kind of wave at her because she's 4. And then she left being like, I'm not scared of anything. And I was like, yeah, obviously, because these poor people are trying to spare you from nightmares.
Do you get scared? Or you like scary stuff or no?
No, I'm very...
Have you found yourself ever in a genuinely scary situation?
Yeah, actually, the most genuinely scary situation I've ever been in, it was when I was actually 8.5 months pregnant with her.
Oh, wow.
And I went to dinner with my friend, BJ Novak. We drove to Silver Lake to go to this great Thai restaurant there. And as we parked the car, he parked the car and we got out of the car. I noticed there was a kind of like a weird kind of guy kind of staring at us from by the parking meter of the car. And I was like, all right, like, I don't like love this, but whatever, he's just standing there. And when we got out, he was like, hey, love you guys in the office.
Oh.
And then I was like, I'm such a like, why would I? He's just a nice man who loves the office, and I'm sitting here being like, oh, that guy shouldn't be staring at us. And then we walked down to go to the restaurant. Restaurant's closed for whatever reason, and then we walk back to the car. And when we walk back to the car, what we think is the car, we're like, oh, that's probably not it, because there's somebody sitting in the driver's seat. And we keep walking, and we're like, we definitely walked too far now. This is weird. And we walk back, and so BJ's car is those kind of fancy cars that for like a minute after you leave, it'll lock by itself, but there's a minute.
Uh-huh.
So we go back to the car, and the guy that we had talked to by the meter had gotten into BJ's car, was sitting in the driver's seat, and had BJ's laptop open, and was on BJ's laptop, which is so strange. He didn't try to steal his stuff. He was just trying to go
Punching up scripts or something?
Punching up scripts. And so I went to, I don't know why we didn't talk about this or anything, but I immediately went to the driver. I'm 8.5 months pregnant. I went to the driver's side and kind of like kept the door closed. BJ went into the passenger side and was like,
wait, you're pregnant and you're leaning against the door to keep the thief in?
yes, my sense of justice was greater than my sense of wanting to live, I guess.
Okay.
And then BJ went in their side and was like, what did you take? And he had this like very intense, and the guy kept looking over at the door to try to get out. I was sitting there like, you're not going anywhere. Finally, BJ got his laptop back and all of his stuff, and he nodded to me like, you can open the door and let him out. And then when the guy got out, this was the strangest part. He looked at us and he said, you guys should be careful. Anybody could just get into your car. As though the whole thing had just been this like ruse that he had planned
It's a learning
to teach us a valuable lesson. By the way, it did teach us that.
Well, sure.
And then he kind of wandered away.
Did the NBC The More You Know rainbow appear over the car at the end? Mindy Kaling is here. Her show is The Sex Lives of College Girls. We'll be right back. We are back. Mindy Kaling, who is the producer, writer, co-creator of the show The Sex Lives of College Girls, which is by the way, I love a title that just explains the whole thing right there.
Yeah.
It's an enticing title. It's a good title.
It's good because you have people interested in young women, you have perverts, you just have a lot of different people tuning in.
And not mutually exclusive either, by the way.
No.
Is it at all autobiographical, is this, or is this just something that...
I should be like, yes, it was. No, thank you for even asking the question. That's
You're welcome.
so
You're welcome.
Polite. It isn't.
It's
but
not.
It's not. But what I do like about it is it makes me seem like maybe there was any sex happening in my college years, which is nice. But no, it's very not autobiographical.
Where did you go to college?
I went to Dartmouth.
Oh, and do you go back to Dartmouth? Have you been visiting, been honored or anything like that?
Yes, I spoke at commencement a couple years ago, and I was so honored and excited.
Oh, yeah.
And I went back, and I'd seen this online where, like, sometimes celebrities go back to their colleges and they go to their old dorm and they surprise the kids that are there. I think I saw Reese Witherspoon do it, and the girl, like, fainted. It was the best day of her life.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. So I rolled up to North Mass Hall, 101 North Mass, and I had my assistant was with me, and she was filming it, and I knocked on the door. And these 3 dudes were living there. And I was like, hello? And they're like, yeah, what? And I was like, yeah, it's me, it's Mindy Kaling. They thought I was just like a mom or something. And I was like, no. And my sweet assistant was like, have you guys watched The Office?
Oh, no.
And they're like, uh-huh. And I was like, I was sometimes on it. Like, it was... So I went in, they were actually very sweet for not caring at all. It's never a good sign when you have to explain to someone why you think you're famous.
Yeah, That's terrible.
That's not good.
Yeah,
So they were like very polite. They clearly wanted to go to dinner anyway. And then we left.
By themselves, they wanted to go to dinner? Is that? Oh, I see.
Yes,
Yeah.
not with me.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. It was fine, but I don't exactly have the Reese Witherspoon effect.
But did you get a doctorate out of it when you go to the
did.
school? Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay, great. And that's.
Whoa. I love this. They're so into higher education.
They are, yes.
Classy.
It's one of the prerequisites of entering our studios that you have to have at least a master's degree, or else you can't come in.
I like that.
It's funny to get that because I didn't graduate college, and I went back to my alma mater, and they're like, "Yeah, here's a doctorate," and I lorded it over everyone for quite some time. I had stationery that said Dr. James Kimmel. My cousin Mickey gave me, and I sent out notes on it. I was writing prescriptions for a while. Did you use your title at all?
I haven't used it yet, but now you're giving me a lot of ideas.
Can I tell you something? And pardon me for telling a story during your segment, but I was on a plane like 3 days after I got this doctorate and telling everyone I was a doctor now. And sitting on the plane, and it's a really small plane, and this old man in front of me keels over, and the stewardess gets on. She says, "Is there a doctor on the plane?" And I sat there for a moment. Should I? Well, you know, in an honorary way.
That is so unhelpful.
Yeah, no, I wasn't helpful at all.
Wow.
Yeah, he died. No, he was fine. He was fine. It was fine. I actually saved his life.
With laughter.
That's a lie also, but well, it's great to see you. Congratulations on the show. I know it's super popular. It's called The Sex Lives of College Girls Season 2. Premieres November 17th on HBO Max. Mindy Kaling, everybody. Thank you, Mindy. We'll be back with Frank Grillo.